Mr. Arseneaux.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mr. Johnson, Ms. Hennessy. Thank you, Chair and members of the Senate Finance Committee members. My name is Jeff Arseneaux. I currently live in Covington, South Carolina. I moved back to Louisiana from another state. I was there for 20 years. I'm 44. I got back 3 years ago. And a large part of my story has to do with acknowledging that Jeff Arseneaux has cerebral palsy. And that's something I denied for a long time. At 2.5 years old, I was diagnosed with cerebral palsy, a condition that impairs my muscle coordinating, caused by damage to the brain. From about 14 to 42, I was in denial that I had CP, cerebral palsy. Every day was a struggle, and I did not realize it was a struggle. 'Cause my attitude was, I got CP. These are the cards I've been dealt. I have to struggle through life, 'cause that's who I am. And you know, when I got back to Louisiana, after a 20-year stint in business, and frankly being pretty successful, the world got fast on me about 35. Technology took over. My physical specificity set in with the technology. And frankly, that professional that was there couldn't make it anymore. And what he did for 25 years. And for a man with cerebral palsy to start over with a college education is hard, but not impossible. Not with a drive like I got. I will succeed. I promise you. I am succeeding. I promise you that. You know, when I got back to Louisiana, I was alone physically, mentally, broken physically, mentally, emotionally. And I started searching out stuff. I went back in my memory bank and tried to romance when the last time I was truly happy. I had to go back to when I was 10 years old, involved in the Cerebral Palsy Olympics. And I said, hey, why don't I try that right now? So I visited North Shore Families Helping Family, which got me involved with People First. 3 years later today, I'm working for North Shore Families Helping Families. I work another job in a retail store. And I'm a public speaker with 10 possible engagements through 2017. Where did that guy go that was on Skid Row 3 years ago? Excuse me. He got introduced to North Shore Families Helping Families, which got him involved with sharing and People First. And now I'm sitting in front of you found people, advocating not for me, but for the families you see back here. And I wanted to take a minute and thank each and every one of y'all for showing up today. 'Cause I got news for you. It might look easy for me, But getting in front of here at the Louisiana Capitol to talk about me, my favorite subject, it's not easy to do. The last 24 hours, I've sat at my desk and I wept over where I am today. Happy tears. And I wanted to touch 1 second on my public speaking. One of the very reasons I do what I do is I believe this is a topic that doesn't only need to be discussed in here. It needs to be educated in the world. It needs to be freely talked about. People need to be aware that people with disabilities are out there. And frankly, we need support. And with support, we give back.
That's right.
Like I said, I hold 3 jobs currently. And I'm proud of that. And I want 4. And in closing, I just wanted to explain that it's thanks to people first that I feel like a citizen of Louisiana. I'm doing my part. I'm doing my part of being aware of what's going on concerning people with disabilities and people without disabilities. I'm aware of most stuff that goes on at the Capitol, and I'm proud of that. So, I'm here to tell you I have a voice, and it's pretty loud, and I want to thank y'all for listening.
And one more thing I'd like to add, just so you know, that the disability community includes everybody. It doesn't leave anybody out. If you're on this earth long enough, you will acquire a disability and you'll be in our group. You know, if you're not born with a disability or if you don't have an accident or injury of some sort to put you in our group, if you're around this earth long enough, you will acquire a disability. And it doesn't leave out male, female. It doesn't leave out all the different races. They're all included somewhere. We are the largest minority group that I know of, unless somebody can tell me different. That we include everybody in the disability community. It doesn't matter who you are. If you have a disability, you'll wind up in our group. And if you don't have a disability now, if you're on the earth long enough, you'll be in our group. Right. So with that said, please remember when y'all work on the budget, when y'all go to cut, you know, we need those services. I'd much rather you have raised revenue or find revenue somewhere or raise taxes than to cut the services we all need.
Okay, we have a couple of questions. Mr. Arseneaux, you're giving back plenty today. I can tell you, on a day that sometimes we don't look forward to. This is Senator Donahue.
Yeah, thank you, Jeff, for being here. You know, North Shore Family Helping Families is a great group. I didn't know you were working with those folks now, but I'm glad to see that. And you know, you said you thanked us for being here. I tell you, that's why we get the tremendous dollars in state legislatures to be able to come here. I tell you what, it's a difficult day for us because we hear these stories. But you know, when I go home, it makes me feel good inside that there's people like you working in the direction that you're working in. I think in some small way we can be a part of your success. You know, I understand what you're asking for and I appreciate you being here. North Shore Family Helping Families has helped a lot of families.
Well, it's not only that, Senator. We're Families Helping Families is part of a statewide network. Each region has a Families Helping Families Center providing resources that families and people with disabilities desperately need. So there's more than one of us out there.
Yeah, but the one that's in my district is the
Yes.
one I'm familiar with. Thank you very much, Jeff, for being here. I appreciate it.
Thank you, Senator Donahue.
Sharon Hewitt, Senator Hewitt. Hold on. Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. So your group is very inclusive, you say. Does that include Republicans and Democrats?
I'm sure. I'm sure if you ask, you'll find Democrats and Republicans that have disabilities. It doesn't matter.
I
It's
know
like
that.
I'd love somebody to prove me wrong, you know,
I-
but it has young, old, elderly, middle-aged. The disability community has everybody. Every race, every nationality.
We appreciate it as Democrats because we're not included very often these days.
You know, we all try to get along, but sometimes that's hard because we all know there's only one budget and everybody wants a piece of it. So I understand the crisis that we have. You know, everybody up here is begging for money and wanting money, but there's a lot that goes on, you know, with our Department of Health and Hospitals and stuff that, you know, we know that's huge. We got rural hospitals begging for money. We got the people with waivers and home and community-based services begging for money. And then you got more. I mean, that's just what we heard today.
And we haven't heard from all the people across the hall yet either. So, we do understand that, and I was just kind of kidding with you, but I appreciate your advocacy. And we know all the great things that these organizations do to help families. I've had the pleasure of getting to know Jeff over the last year. And Jeff, it's very obvious why you're a great public speaker. You're entertaining, it's heartfelt, and I know the group is lucky to have you participating with them. We're fortunate to have you in our community, and I'm looking forward to working with you on finding some more speaking engagements because I think people need to hear your story, and we need to offer jobs for those with disabilities that want to work and are able to work, and I'm going to work with you to help you do that. So it's a blessing to have you here today. Thank you all for coming. Thank you, Mr. Chairman.
Thank all of you. Thank you.
And can I add one thing on top of that? I am a current member of the Employment First group. And the only reason I say that is I want to make sure y'all hear people asking for money all day long. I want to make sure that y'all know that we're giving back. You know, so I want to thank each and every one of y'all.
Thank you very much. You gave more today than we probably have given to you over time, so thank you a bunch. Thank you, Ms. Hennessy, Mr. Johnson, and Mr. Arseneaux.